Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday morning. It's starting to get a little bit light out, but man, it's dark out this morning. It was it's 6:30. Yeah, it's 6:30. Looks like there's cloud overcast, so that may be part of it. No donkeys this morning. No donkeys this morning. I'm up at my mom and dad's. I am watering flowers because I forgot to do it yesterday, and they are coming home Wednesday. And yeah, Mom has quite a bit of flowers and plants around her house. I'm not big of a flower beds and things like that. I'm not big on flowers at all. I don't know. It's just me. It's just my personality. But they are pretty. They are, nice, but too much work for me. I'd rather have some just like evergreens or something. But cactuses maybe you don't have to take care of. I don't know. Tracy's the same way. We don't have any plants in our house because nobody will water them. Yeah. So I already did the back ones. I'm doing the ones up here. I thought I'd get on here and talk this morning a little bit about Apple since the new iPhones came out. I know some of you are Android users. I started with the iPhone 2, I think. Started with that. And I've had, let's see, the 2, then I had the 4 maybe, and then I went from the 4 to the 6, and now I got the 7, I think, 7S maybe. I don't know. First thing, these earbuds, see the earbuds, I have these in. They work kind of as a microphone too, I think. They're a little bit on the pricey side for headphones. I guess not too pricey for headphones. I've seen some that are way more expensive than these. Of course, I didn't like the iPhone 7 when it came out. I didn't like how Apple removed the headphone jack. And because I was always running into the problem, my phone needed charged, but I wanted to listen to my headphones at the same time, and you couldn't do it unless you got the adapter. There's an adapter that doubled your lightning cable port, and so I did finally get one of those. But I like how Apple subtly, or not really subtly, I guess, they just push you to however they want and think technology should be. And so, yeah, now I got the AirPods, which are Bluetooth, which is why Apple took the headphone jack away. It's because they wanted you to go to Bluetooth headphones, which I am so glad I did now. These are awesome. I tried to get these for me, and I got Tracy a pair of like $30 ones. And she was fine with it. I asked her if that's okay because they are expensive, and I told her I'd share mine with her. And so yeah, I got them home, and we tried to pair them with her phone, and it was hard. It didn't work very well. You couldn't hear very well. It was crappy. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. You're gonna make this money on cookies. I'll put mine on the company expense because I use my phone a lot as a company phone. And so I'll just go get another pair, and that way you can have a pair. So we paid for one, company paid for one. So yeah, but these things are awesome because the batteries last like 5-6 hours on them. You got your little case. You get your case, let me show you that. So you got the case here. Got a little big button on the back, and then when you flip it open, it's got a little light, and that's it. And they're magnetic. And when you flip it open, a thing pops up on your screen and shows you your headphones, shows you each headphone and the battery life left in them. And then of course they pair with your phone. I keep having problems sometimes getting mine to pair when I put them away for a while. But so they pair, and so if you want to listen, you can put your phone in your pocket, and all you do is you just tap, double tap on them. And I was in the office the other day. Broke it. I was in the office the other day, and so I was like, I double tapped it, and Siri came up. I said, text Tracy. I said, what would you like to say? And I said it. And she actually understood me. I have a big problem with Siri understanding me, because most of you that know me, I mumble a lot. I mumble, and I try to get rid of that habit. But yeah, I always mumble. My sister mumbles too. I don't know where we get it. We both mumble. Maybe it was the way we were brought up somehow. I'm not sure. But yeah, so Siri understood me. And then she repeated back what I said. So if you don't like what she said, you can say, no, cancel. Or you can say, she'll say, would you like to send it? And you say, yeah. And so I sent it, and it said sent. It was cool, because my phone was across the room. I was doing something else. And the only problem was, when she replied back, I couldn't see the message. And so I'm trying to find, I haven't spent much time on it, trying to find where when she sends the message back, that it'll read it back to me. But it's cool, yeah. You do the same thing to answer the phone, or double tap to call, or you just basically whatever you can do with your phone on Siri. I'm sure the Apple Watch is the same way. All you guys that have the Apple Watch. So, besides the headphone part, of course. So, I watched Apple's coming out. Excuse me. Apple's coming out with the new iPhones. And September 21st, I think, is when they'll ship. Or some of them will. You get the iPhone XS. I think the iPhone X Max. The iPhone R. I'm not sure. I watched the Apple event when they announced all this stuff. I watched most of that. I took some notes. I was going to do a review on it. Never did. Wasn't too impressed. I mean, so that there's the 3 versions, and they also come with, like, I think 64 gigabytes of storage, 256 and 512. 512 gigabytes of storage in a little bitty phone device. That is crazy. I mean, I have laptops with SSD drives, and I thought it was cool to have 256 SSD several years ago. But I'm not going to say, oh, that's the most, I'll never need anything more than that. Because, when I was in college, I was working for Dad. I took some classes at IUPUI. And I remember I was taking an Excel class, which is ran in DOS. He started Excel from a DOS command prompt. And I remember the instructor saying, he got a new laptop, and it had a 4 gigabyte hard drive. 4 gigabytes. And I remember him saying, oh, I will never need anything else. This will be more than enough storage. I'll never need anything else. Videos. If you have a video and they're pretty good quality, they're more than 4 gigabytes of storage nowadays. So I took that lesson. I'm never going to say that's going to be enough storage, because as technology changes and storage gets, like, the physical devices we need for storage gets smaller and smaller, the more storage we can have and the more things we can do that takes up more storage, I guess, if that makes sense. So Yeah, 256 or 512 gigabytes. I think that's right. I didn't get my notes today. But the top things on the phones were one that had better facial recognition. So your phone recognizes your face and basically knows it's you. This AI is crazy, isn't it? So your phone knows it's you by your face, and then supposed to have stronger glass, which is good because I just cracked mine the other day. I had a screen protector on it, and it kept messing up and smudging or something. I can't remember, and I took it off. And yeah, I took it off probably a couple months ago, and I kept dropping it. And finally I was in a hurry Monday. Dropped it, and it just is shattered everywhere. You can't see it here, but yeah, it's just spidered all through here. So yeah, that was supposed to have stronger glass, and the back I think is glass too, and it comes in different colors. Better cameras. I have something to say about that here in a minute, but better cameras. I think the iPhone R or XR, I can't remember, one of them. That one's supposed to be like the superior camera of the three. I think. Turn on the flower, or the water hose. But I don't know if I'm supposed to water these bushes or not. I'm gonna give them a little bit of water. So yeah, superior. It's got a better camera, longer battery life. I forget how much longer. I think it was several hours, a couple hours longer than the iPhone 8, maybe, or the 10X. I'm not sure. The 10. What else was there? There was a lot of different things. Oh, I watched some of the apps that was on the Apple thing. One thing that impressed me was there's this basketball app that there's this Asian guy and then Steve Nash coming out to present it, and you could use the app it's a basketball app. So the app recognized the court, and it recognized the hoop, and it recognized the person and the ball, and it would analyze your shot from like 10 or 12 different perspectives, and it could do that. It could tell you better than the human eye what you need to do based on it could tell the arc of the ball, the release when it hit the rim, all kinds of stuff. It was crazy. I don't know how much the app was, but that was one of the apps that was coming out with the new phone, or you can get with the new phone. There were some other things as far as camera and things like that. But so yeah, and then of course the processor, the A12 Bionic processor, I think, was what they were talking about. And the processor, they've been talking a lot about GPUs. There's a thing, the CPU is the processors, and then you hear about the GPUs. And the CPU, central processing unit, that's in every computer. That's basically the brain or the engine of the computer. And the GPU stands for graphical processing unit. So everything nowadays is visual. And so it's people care about the graphical processing units or whatever. So you hear about that, that's what it means. But hang on a second. So because there's every phone they come out with every year has better camera, better battery life, and a little bit faster processor. And it makes you wonder, okay, do these companies just hold back on what they can really give you? Like, do they really, are they holding back? Could they give us really a better battery and a better camera and all this better stuff now? Or are they saving it so they can keep coming out with new phones and keep selling us new phones every year? Does that make sense? That's my thought on it. I'm thinking, okay, maybe they already have a certain level of technology where they're at, and they're just not giving it to us because they can't get past a certain mark. I don't know. I mean, processors in general haven't changed to me. I may be wrong, but they haven't really changed a whole lot in the last 15 years or so since we came out with the dual core, quad core processors. The speed of them pretty much has been set at a certain point, and we had never gotten any higher than that because of, they overheat. So that's going to be the next big breakthrough in technology, is getting a processor that can be 6, 8, 10 gigahertz per whatever. I'm not too technical. Gigahertz, yeah. The fastest you usually get in a normal computer, laptop, desk, home user computer is, between 2 and 3.5, 3.6 gigahertz. But then what they do is they add multiple cores. So you get a 3.0 gigahertz processor, and then they add 2 cores or 4 cores. So basically you got 2 or 4 engines. It's like having a car with 2 or 4 engines in it. So say, for example, you had a car with 4 engines. Each engine rotated 1 tire. So if you had 240 horsepower, but you had that for each tire had 240 horsepower, each individual tire, instead of the 4 tires together having 240, each individual tire would have 240 horsepower. Does that make your car faster? So that's the way technology is now with the processors. And so I'm not sure how the phone processors like the Atom and the Bionic Atom processors work right now. But anyway, that's the new iPhone. I don't buy new cars, and I don't buy new phones because I don't want to pay that much money. I'll take last year's model, and I'll be happy with it. So I am just waiting here until the new phones come out so I can get an iPhone 10 or a 10X, or yeah, whatever, 10S. So I can get last year's model, basically, get my screen fixed. I mean, there's nothing wrong with my phone. It works fine, but I've been doing these videos, and I think an iPhone 10 would be a lot better. iPhone 10 XS or XS would be a lot better, but I'm not paying. I think the phones start out, they made it actually cheaper than the iPhone 8. I think it was $7.99 maybe, and then it goes up to $9.99, and then $11.99 for the big one. Anyway, I need to get off here. I got all the flowers watered. Been on here for about 20 minutes. So anyway, Monday. Have a happy Monday, everyone. Just keep on keeping on.